Aaron played well in the fourth quarter. You gave him the start in overtime. Were you just playing a hunch, or did you like that matchup there?
I think it really it came down to the matchup. I actually pulled Channing to the table to sub in and decided to pull him back and let AG ride the rest of the way.
Did you talk about, I mean, he's 19 years old, he's the youngest player in the league, but he didn't play like a rookie in overtime.
I just thought his energy, man, it was contagious tonight. His defense, his ability just to make the right play, kind of stay in the moment, whether it was on a breakaway, whether it was at the end of a shot clock. You know, he did a great job of just being ready, and that was, you know, after me not even playing him in the first quarter, going with a little bit of a different rotation because of their matchup tonight.
Jacque, how has he handled sometimes not playing much? That's probably something that he's never encountered before in his career.
He works extremely hard, and so he's a very intelligent individual, and I think the best thing as far as our relationship is my ability to talk with him and explain to him when he's playing, why he's playing, what he needs to work on, how this NBA thing works, and he wants to be great, and he works at it.
Alfred looked like he was searching for a shot, a lot more aggressive. Is this just a rookie thing, or is this game to game?
I think it's going to be part of his maturation. You know, I think the other night he had 14 shots, and so I think he's filling out the league and understanding how the defense is going to play him, and also learning at the same time. I think he hit a big jumper in front of our bench, and then also he didn't settle the 2 times after that. He still got to the rim and made a play. So I think that was the most impressive thing, was he got the shot that he wanted.
Jacque, I think your 2 rookies had 10 in the overtime period, and the night you drafted them, you talked about how they can always bring energy and they can be contagious and they can have an impact with their hustle and their energy. Was that kind of the case in the way they were playing in overtime?
It really was, and we got it from a lot of guys tonight. Those 2 kind of sparked us a little bit, but a lot of contributions from a lot of guys tonight. But their overall competitive nature, you could definitely see it.
Did you see even more of an assertiveness or aggressiveness on Alfred's part after Ricky went out?
I'm not sure if we did. You know, Mo Williams is a pretty good pro, and so it actually made it more difficult for us because we had to, you know, change game plan wise how we were going to be in pick and roll situation, which he would play differently than Rubio versus Maurice Williams. So made some adjustments, and I thought the guys did that pretty well on the fly.
After the Chicago game, the guys seemed pretty disappointed with how they finished the game. Philadelphia, you ended up getting the win, but kind of blew the lead. How did you think the guys reacted to being in that situation again, close at the end of the game, and finding a way to gut it out and force overtime?
Yeah, I think 2 pretty impressive wins to be on the road in Philadelphia. We were down 7, you know, late in that game, and to not give in to the moment and accept the challenge and come away with a win, and then to do the same thing tonight. You know, it boiled down to a 5-minute game. To hold them to 17 points in the 4th, then it becomes a 5-minute game, and for us to have the mindset to fight through that, pretty impressive.
We talked about Evan's ability to get to the rim. I mean, a lot of people don't realize he's 6'7". He's finishing when he gets there. Can you just address how he's attacking the basket?
Well, I thought overall our balance of having him away from the basketball and with the basketball was better tonight than it has been. His ability to handle the basketball is, you know, we have to take advantage of that. And for him to kind of get in the paint and be able to make plays, we went to him late in the game. We had a low side pick and roll right in front of the bench. He makes the right play to Nick. Nick gets fouled. So we trust him with the ball in his hands.
Jacque, the knock, at least from the media, about Aaron's game and Alfred's game going into the draft was their outside shooting. How have you and your coaches kept each of them patient, knowing that repetition is probably the best way for them to improve?
Both of those guys have been extremely open to the idea of working on their games. That's how you get better. There's no secret to it. They both believe that, and they both work extremely hard. And I don't see that changing anytime soon, at least I hope not. They seek out the coaches seek them out to work on their games, and both have made progress already so far.
Coach, talk about the defensive lineup you had in the second to last play in regulation where you had Aaron at center and Devin in the game. Was that pressure him for a little bit and then go for a foul, or were you going to try and play out the whole 24-second clock?
Great job of everyone knowing their assignment there. We put a kind of quick lineup in the game to try to force a trap. We did without fouling. That was the instructions going out, and it just shows you that when you're ready to play, you give yourself a chance. Devin Marble came into the game, did his assignment, and he helped his team win tonight.
77 points through 3 quarters, 26 and fourth in overtime. What kind of changes did you see from the defense in the last 17 minutes of the game?
Well, I give our big fella a lot of credit tonight. He battled Pekovic and made it tough for him. He rebounded the basketball.